Soldiers monument over there. I didn't notice that. Yeah, but that was the house on the bottom. It's all that. The bottom of the Tour house has all that.
Comes out of like it's still in the honeycombs at the beginning.
1912. I wonder where this big monument is. Will we pass it and see it? Oh, good. Jim Thorpe. Oh, that was the Jim Thorpe that we saw. It looks like somebody playing. Somebody else playing. You said it's a red stick.
I usually just bring like honey with me.
Might have been in the middle and then it's all the other stuff around it.
The bridge we will soon pass under as we travel through the entrance to the rail yard is the Route 903 bridge, which was dedicated to the late Sergeant Andrew J. Baddick, a Jim Thorpe native who lost his life while saving another soldier during a mission in Iraq. Opened to the public in 2016 after replacing the former Route 903 bridge, the current bridge is nearly 1,000 feet long, sits approximately 100 feet above the Leihigh River, and leads visitors to Jim Thorpe's Memorial on the other end of town, and beyond that into the Poconos. As we pass through the Jim Thorpe rail yard, you will see our turntable to the left of the train. This turntable is used during our popular steam excursions to turn the steam locomotive to face the opposite direction.
There you are, thank you. Nice. This one of is exactly the fellow. That was my retirement gig. A couple days a week. Yeah, 2 or 3 depends. Depends on how busy we are on whatever. Hi, how are you?
William, ask him if he could take his picture with my camera.
To the right of the train, you will see the popular D&L Trail. This hiking and biking trail, created by the Delaware and Leihigh National Heritage Corridor, runs 165 miles from the city of Wilkes-Barre to Bristol, PA. During the summer months, thousands of visitors can be seen enjoying the trail, which winds gently through Leihigh Gorge State Park near the Leihigh River. Keep your eyes open, though, as a variety of snakes, including rattlesnakes, black snakes, and copperheads, have been known to slither onto the trails as well.
First time when I got this job, I had to have somebody show me.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. This makes it easy for me. How you doing?
It says low battery. We just got it plugged in.
There you are. Thank you so much.
Oh, it came undone.
I'll do it on the stairs.
The junction we are traveling through right now is the Nesquehoning Junction. If we were to follow the left track, we would travel to the town of Nesquehoning, cross over the Hometown High Bridge, pass through Tamaqua, and ultimately reach Reading. The track we will be traveling on will lead us to the Reading and Northern's main line and into the entrance of Leihigh Gorge State Park. Soon to the left of the train will be the abandoned PQ Switch Tower, which was the control center for trains traveling through the junction until April of 1972. As we prepare to head into Leihigh Gorge State Park, you will see a bridge to the left of the train. This bridge, which connects Reading and Northern's Reading and Leihigh divisions, was constructed by the railroad to expedite moves between Reading and Scranton. It officially opened for rail traffic on February the 4th, 2020. The bridge we will now go on spans the Leihigh River and provides a connection for both rail and pedestrians between Jim Thorpe and Leihigh Gorge State Park. Looking to the left, you can see the new bridge on the Leihigh River, while looking right, you will get a brief view of Jim Thorpe. And looking straight down, it is only 85 feet to the river.
People on there, but the lane doesn't do anything.
You'll catch it on the way back.
The next bridge we will pass through is the Coalport Bridge, which spans the former Lehigh Valley Railroad, once owned by Asa Packer. It crosses over what is now the Reading and Northern's Lehighton branch and Norfolk Southern Railway's Leihigh line. Please watch your heads and hands. This is very close clearance.
Some people on those open cars might be getting better too. Because you can just look out. Okay, you see here.
We're going over to double tracks going that way. Oh, we're going to the bridge. That kind of surprises you.
People building this stuff over
Soon the area to the left of the train would lead you to Glenanoco Falls, a triple waterfall nestled high in the mountain. It is the site of the legend of the beautiful Native American princess Anoco. According to legend, the princess leapt to her death from the upper falls after her father forbid her from marrying her true love. To this day, historians and storytellers cannot prove just how much of the story is true. But legend says that the princess still haunts the falls, and the spirit of the mist will appear on bright sunny mornings over the water below. When we crossed the Leihigh River for the second time, the site to the right of the train at the hard bend in the river was the location of the former Hotel Juanita. Built in 1886, the four-story luxury hotel was one of the highlights in the area, boasting 47 elegant rooms as well as dining areas, tennis courts, and an 84-foot bar. Guests of the hotel were able to take in the sights along the Leihigh River and Glenanoco, while also enjoying horse and carriage rides. In its heyday, the hotel boasted year-round tenants as well as notable guests. However, in 1911, a fast-moving brush fire destroyed the hotel, and the land was left to be reclaimed by Mother Nature. Not a trace of it remains today. The pass we are traveling through now is known as the Rock Cut and is the southern gateway of the Leihigh Gorge State Park. As we continue our journey, you may see deer, turkeys, black bear, and other smaller native animals roaming through the gorge, as well as various types of hawks, vultures, and even the occasional bald eagle gliding high above us. The lush forest, sheltered in the valley of the mountains, is the perfect habitat for Pennsylvania's wildlife, both big and small. To the right of the train along the next several miles, you may get a glimpse of portions of what was the Leihigh Canal. You may also notice some of our state flower, the mountain laurel, as well as the thriving varieties of oaks, poplars, and birch trees. This wide spot along the railroad Hetchel is one of the few places where the tracks of the old Leihigh Valley and Jersey Central railroads ran side by side at the same grade or level. The former New Jersey Central roadbed is now the biking trail that you see to your right and runs over 20 miles to Whitehaven. The name Hetchel comes from Hetchel's Tooth, the rock outcropping on the mountain high above the train. Leihigh River on the right side of the train is a popular adventure for thousands of visitors each year. The river flows 109 miles into the Delaware River and is known for its numerous Class 2 and Class 3 rapids. In the summer, when temperatures soar, the gorge is a nice place to cool off, with temperatures remaining slightly cooler than in town thanks to the shade from trees that line the trails. It is not unusual to see dozens of rafters and kayakers enjoying trips down the Leihigh at this time of the year. The name Leihigh comes from the Lenape phrase meaning where there are forks. Besides rafting and kayaking, the river is also a popular fishing location, hosting a variety of species including trout, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, carp, and catfish. In 1818, the Pennsylvania General Assembly gave away the rights to the Leihigh River. It was owned by the Leihigh Coal and Navigation Company and used for transporting coal through the region. This was the only example in United States history where the state did not own water rights to a river. In 1965, a bill was passed rescinding LC&N ownership.
No birds.
Wires of cut. Why?
Go Phillies first, though. then go Birds. Because the Phillies got to win World Series before the Birds can win the Super Bowl.
I have a question for you.
Would
Would it be allowed? Would I or them, or would we or I be allowed to go to the outdoor car to take a video?
No.
All right.
Can't get off the train. Sorry.
No, I mean like go down to the train. Go to the back of the train.
Oh no, I can't. We can't switch cars.
Oh yeah.
I'm not allowed. We're not allowed to move from car to car. Yeah. Well, it has to do. It's funny because even though this is the most expensive car, if people like to go back to open air, if I do that, then I walk people through, and everybody wants to go back. We can't do it, you know. Because the other problem is back there because they're sold out, just like this is. You know, we're full, and that's when we get sold out trains. It's really hard. You can't move people around. But we're by instruction from the railroad not to move people when the trains move. Yeah, in between cars.
Would I be allowed to go back there when the train stops, or is it not going to stop at all?
I can't take, like I said, I can't take people back, but then everybody wants to go back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
This is to have the view I thought I would have.
No. Yeah, it is, especially with the dark windows. You know what I can do? When we stop, I'll take you downstairs. I'll take you down to the vestibule, and I can open that up.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
We are entering yet another sharp curve on the main line, known as the Oxbow Curve. It was named by boaters of the Leihigh Canal for its resemblance to a yoke that oxen use to pull wagons. The curve forms almost a half circle. About halfway around the curve, we will pass underneath what appears to be a footbridge. Suspended above the tracks in the Leihigh River, it spans approximately 365 feet. This was the old Tidewater oil pipeline, constructed in 1879. It was the first successful pipeline in the world, initially running 109 miles from Corryville to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and later extended to Bayonne, New Jersey. Today, its twin pipes carry fiber optic cables. Soon on the far side of the trail in the trees near the river, you may be able to see some of the remains of a former canal lock. This portion of the Leihigh Canal was named the Upper Grand Section and totaled 20 dams and 29 locks. It was destroyed by a flood in the 1860s and was replaced by railroads.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's when you crossed over the river or something, you see these pipes sticking out.
Yep. I was telling Graham I'm going up the hill to eat. Maybe I would kill something.
You kill something.
As we continue our trip to Old Penn Haven, you may notice numerous mile markers. These markers, like milepost 125 that we are just passing, indicate the mileage from Reading Terminal in Philadelphia. Soon across the river, you may also be able to see the area where Bear Creek empties into the Leihigh River. Bear Creek is a favorite spot for fishermen to catch Pennsylvania state fish, the brook trout.
I can't imagine hunting in hills like this.
Well, yeah. Actually, this car is good. It's so dark, but the windows are so dark. But some of these cars, like when the sun's shining, are just brutally hot. I just had the air conditioner turned back on. It was so cold this morning. Everybody, you could have hung meat in here, and everybody was complaining. So I had to turn it off now. It's getting warm because when the car gets full like this, it starts getting warm again. So I haven't turned it back on.
Isn't there like what do you guys usually do when it snows a lot?
Nothing.
Leihigh Gorge State Park has a rich history of natural beauty and has been through much growth over the last 2 centuries. The 6,107-acre park stretches from Francis E. Walter Dam in Luzerne County to Jim Thorpe,
We haven't seen
and
that
is characterized by the state as a deep, steep-walled gorge carved by a
This year
river.
we didn't have any snow.
Thick vegetation, rock outcroppings, and waterfalls. 20 miles of the D&L Trail traverse the gentle sloping pathway into Jim Thorpe. Besides hiking, biking, rafting, and fishing, the Leihigh Gorge offers outdoorsmen numerous hunting opportunities and photographers with hundreds of locations to capture the magnificence no matter the season.
That's a good insurance. You get something running, you won't need it.
I got a deal on a track machine. I always wanted a track machine.
Yeah.
I got the thing. Don't snow. I haven't even started it.
No.
Isn't there a trail here? A walking trail? Or a hiking trail?
Over here. Down here on this side.
Yeah, somebody said there's like a path up here.
Right here. Right there. It follows the railroad tracks. It used to be the Jersey Central. Where we are right now is on the old Leihigh Valley line. Okay? It's this track and that track over there, which is now Norfolk Southern, is the old Leihigh Valley. Down where the rail trail is, that's the old New Jersey Central. So there are 2 different railroads. The Jersey Central, they tore all the tracks up and made the rail trail, and then this side there's 2 different railroads, Reading and Northern that we're on now, and of course Norfolk Southern is over there. Norfolk Southern will go up to where we're going to stop. Norfolk Southern goes up to Hazleton, and then our railroad continues on across the river again and all the way up to Leihigh and all the way up to New York.
Wow.
We don't go that far. We go up to Mahoobity, and then we switch. Then it goes back to Norfolk Southern.
You ever see bears?
Yeah, occasionally. Well, as a matter of fact, the train hit one.
Really?
Not our train. It was one of the nighttime trains. But last year I was on a little guy.
Soon to the left of the train, as we near our destination,
Very seldom
you will see a very small waterfall coming from the mountain.
I see more in my front.
Don't blink or you might miss it. This small stream comes from the depths of the forest and travels directly underneath the tracks to empty into the Leihigh River. Its unique feature is that even on the hottest and driest days of summer, the creek never runs dry. There will be a large rock to the left or mountain side of the train. The waterfall will be soon after that.
Now the little waterfall is going to be down. It's going to be down. I can't see where we are. This is hard to see from up here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard to see trackside. The thing is, during this car is so much better in the fall and winter because there's no leaves on the trees, and then you have all kinds of vistas. But here, you know, there's the rock. We're going to be coming up on it right here. There it is.
Pretty.
Yeah, that's the one. It's running really low right now. It always does in August.
So this is probably gorgeous.
So where's the water come from?
There's a spring all the way up top, about 1,000 feet up on top of the mountain.
Oh, wow.
It comes out of the ground. Yeah.
Now remember, I did say it was small.
He's funny.
That's Bill. That's Bill Blueback.
We have reached our destination, Old Penn Haven, also known as Penn Haven Junction. This is one of the most desolate spots along the rails, located about 7 miles north of Jim Thorpe and 5 miles east of Weatherly. The wide area that we are passing through was once an important location on the canal system and later the railroad.
That was all small bear.
At one time, this junction was the intersection for the canal and 5 rail lines, including the Beaver Meadow and Hazelton Incline Plains.
Right next to the road.
In the late 1800s and early 1900s,
We have black bear
a
here.
small railroading community thrived in this area and was only accessible by foot, boat, or rail. Very few traces remain today.
This has to be beautiful in the fall when the
Yes,
leaves change.
it's also extremely crazy.
Is it? Everybody comes.
Once the train comes to a complete stop,
Second week in October
passengers
last
seated
year,
in standard coach and
10,000
standard coach
passengers in
only
3 days.
may get out of your seats and either push or pull the middle of the seat back to change its position for the return trip to Jim Thorpe. If you need assistance, one of our car hosts will be more than
Well,
happy
he's
to
done
help
talking,
you.
and I'll tell you. There we go. So they're going to disconnect the engine now. You can watch it from here. You see that? You can see the engine up there.
Yep.
Okay, they're going to pull away. They're going to disconnect the engine and pull away. I'll take it downstairs. We'll go down to the vestibule, and you can get a video. And they're going to bring it down right beside the side of the.
All right.
Okay.
What will be happening right now is our engine will be detached from the front of our train, and our conductor and engineer will run up to a switch, come down on a track directly to the right of us, and attach the engine to the caboose to pull us back to Jim Thorpe. This should take 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is what we call a runaround. So when the train
Now while the engine comes down
along, they'll shove us
the side of the train, please keep heads, hands, and everything else inside the window. It's very close clearance. However, you may wave to the engineer and conductor as they go by. They may even wave back.
If the real long trains like in October, we shove back. Well, in those trains, we actually have 2 engines. We put one on board. Some instances we'll have 2 engineers. It's such a fast line.
There are several extra trips and upcoming excursions coming up in the next month or two, and
Come on,
for more information on any of these upcoming trips, visit our website at www.ltsry.com or call the railroad at 570-325-485.
Got it? Yep.
All
A little heavy door, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a heavy door. Okay, so they're going to be bringing it down right here. See, he's up there flipping the switch now.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, then just make yourself at home. Before we start moving, we'll go back upstairs.
Hey. You were funny.
Yep.
Oh, we're funny. We're like, high five.
You look for the bathroom? Bathroom. Okay.
It'd be kind of cool.
Huh?
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if one of these high five had these book
No, don't do that. Don't. Please don't hang your hand out.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Don't flip out if they.
Yeah. But imagine you did that, they're like, oh, smack.
Yeah, you can't.
That probably hurt a
People
little
have
bit.
tried it.
Yeah. Huh, they stopped for some reason.
Well, they're stopping to flip the switch. So he's going to flip the switch so that it goes back to the main, okay? And he's going to come down here and get down to the other end, and they'll flip the switch so he goes back on the main down here, flip the switch again, and then come back and he'll back into the caboose.
Okay. So how many of you guys are there?
On the train today,
Yeah.
5 car host, conductor, 5 car host, conductor, 6, 7. There's then an engineer.
Oh.
So it's an engineer, conductor, and 5 car hosts. We should have 1 more car host, but the guy called in sick, so.
That's no fun.
Yeah, well, it happens. You know, what are you gonna do?
I guess it's more fun for you guys.
Yeah, we deal with it all the time.
Yeah. So how long is the bike trail?
Total?
Mm-hmm.
140 miles.
Jeez. that'd be kind
Well,
of something as a camping.
starts up at Wilkes-Barre, goes all the way down to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But it goes down to Easton and then goes. It's called the DNL, the Delaware and Leihigh National Corridor, and it starts up at a place called Diamond Head. It's up above Whitehaven, and it's a mountaintop actually. It goes all the way down through Jim Thorpe, all the way down through Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, and then it picks up the Delaware Trail, the Delaware Canal, in Easton, and then goes south to Philadelphia. Down to Bristol actually is where it ends.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I ride it all the time on my bicycle.
Yeah. Where do you guys get the coal for your guys' train?
This isn't a coal train.
No, I'm saying,
This is a diesel.
yeah, but like the steam engine.
Steam engine, I don't know where they buy it from. See, that's funny because we haul anthracite coal, but our engine can't burn anthracite. It has to use bituminous soft coal, and they get it from someplace else. I don't know. It probably comes either Western Pennsylvania or West Virginia.
Yeah.
That's where the big mines are. Kentucky, I don't think we go as far as Kentucky to get it, but
Yeah.
probably West Virginia, probably Western Pennsylvania, Southwestern Pennsylvania, or Northern West Virginia. Because they're soft coal fields there.
Yeah.
This is all anthracite up here. Our coal region is all hard coal. It's all
Yeah.
anthracite.
So with your guys' steam train, do you always have a diesel train to help out with it or no? Help it out?
No, this is. Oh, you mean do we have another engine?
Yeah.
We always have a diesel chaser. Always.
Yeah.
Yep. And we do that because in case something happens.
Does the conductor sit here?
No, he's not. He's back at the caboose. He's handling those last 2 cars.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Some conductors ride here.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on what they're doing. Today, because we're a car host short, John's doing the last 2 open air cars. Yeah.
So I missed. He'll come back.
I'll gotta give it to him when we get back to the station. Whatever.
So is there like I saw on the app for this train. Isn't there like a coal mine? Is it sort of on the
Well, there's a coal mine about 10 miles from here. The number 9 coal mine up in Lansford.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You can get down into the coal mine, take a ride down into
So
it.
how many minutes from here is that, you think?
15.
15?
Yeah, it's 10 miles. It's 10 miles from Jim Thorpe to Lansford. Yeah, it's easy to get to. Just take through 209, it's right there.
And then the Rapids is like 10 miles also?
Well, you talking about the whitewater rafting?
Yeah.
That's right in town. You do that in Jim Thorpe, and then they take you on the buses, and they'll take you up to the put-in point up in Rockport, and then you can float down the river back down to Jim Thorpe.
Oh, so that sounds like fun.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be doing that tomorrow. That comes down the river down here. Good. We got to get back upstairs. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Why I'm here.
That door's heavier.